Walking down this brick path, names pop out at you. Behind each brick is a story of loss, a story of healing, and a story of hope. It's an Angel of Hope garden, a place for families who have lost a child to come remember.
When you first go through this, you think you're the only person who's ever been through it. You go there and you see all these bricks, and that's when you realize you're not the only person that's been through it.
Rebecca Ulrich lost her daughter Miranda Rose in 2011. At 19 weeks, doctors found an issue on the ultrasound. Miranda was delivered at 26 weeks and lived just under 4 hours. A short time on Earth, but Rebecca says she wants people to always remember her daughter.
There's so many families here in this community that have had a loss, and not just babies, teenagers, young children, 20, 30-year-olds. When you've had a child, losing that child, you need somewhere to go.
That's what the Angel of Hope Garden is all about.
And one of the closest Angel of Hope statues is in St. Charles, Missouri. And after being here just a few minutes, I can tell you it's a very quiet, peaceful place, and I would imagine a good place to come and reflect.
Tori Grieving lost her daughter in utero at 37 and a half weeks. That was in 2004. A family member told Tori and her husband about this Angel of Hope in St. Charles. The family even bought a brick for little Madeline. The Grievings visit this park every year, but a few years ago, Tori got the idea to bring an Angel of Hope garden here to the Tri-States. The Palmyra Parks and Recreation Department donated some land in Flower City Park.
We have the funds to start the project, but we need more donations to finish the project.
About $14,500 more. That would buy the actual Angel of Hope statue. The money that's already been raised will build the garden.
You know, it's my fault that it costs so much because I have grand ideas, but I want it to be a beautiful, peaceful place for these families.
Families who didn't choose this journey, but now have to take this path. Chad Douglas, KHQA News, St.
Grieving lost her second daughter in the early 2000s while in her womb, and she says that pain she wouldn't wish upon anyone. But the priceless joy she brings to people with this new memorial is what it's all about.
This is a place of confusion, because as try as we might, with all the things that we say and all the things that people say to us, these deaths don't make sense to us. There's an unspoken rule that we often live by, that we're not supposed to outlive our children.
Those words were felt on a personal level for Rebecca Ulrich because she lost her daughter prematurely.
It's definitely one of the hardest things I would say that anybody would ever have to go through, because you're not supposed to have to lose your child before you. And so when you go through this, it's like your worst nightmare coming true. It's just awful.
Ulrich says she worked with Grieving for years to bring this memorial to life. And to see a space where you can honor your loved ones brings her relief.
It's very emotional, but it's a good thing. It's a good emotional. It's a happy emotional. I'm hoping now that it's finally here that more people will be like, okay, it is a real thing.
Ulrich says recovery from a miscarriage is a silent battle, and she hopes today can bring families together.
I'm hoping that other people who are afraid to, say, I am 1 in 4 will be able to realize that there's a whole community, a whole bunch of people who've been through the same thing.
Ulrich says the recovery process is long and trying. She says you feel all 5 stages of grief.
You're sad, you're angry, you see other people around who have healthy kids, and you're like, it's always what if, but eventually it never goes away, the pain never goes away, but it does get easier to deal with over time.
For Tori, she says the site brings many emotions to the forefront.
I'm excited, I'm nervous, the emotions are a little crazy right now.
Grieving says the memorial is dedicated to children of all ages because there's no age limit on death.
Any child, whether it be an early loss, miscarriage, infant loss, child loss, teenage loss, if your 40-year-old son or daughter dies, they can get a brick.
On December 6th, Grieving says they will have a candlelight service to honor all of the families and children. In studio, Kendall Hyde, KHQA News.